Coming up on this edition of SU TV News, a new wireless system is being implemented.
Spring break is here and students are ready.
And in sports, the Bison play for a chance to go dancing.
This is SU TV News, and it starts now.
Welcome to SU TV News. I'm Kayla Reamer.
And I'm Bryn Nelson. Tuesday night, the Bison men's basketball team won the Summit League tournament title against Fort Wayne.
This means that NDSU is going to the NCAA tournament for just the second time in school history. With a very exciting and tight game throughout the night, the Bison held on for a 60-57 win in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Leading the team was senior Trayvon Wright, who scored 19 points, and Taylor Braun was named the Summit League Tournament MVP. The Bison will find out its NCAA tournament seed and opponent this Sunday on the CBS Selection Show at 5 p.m.
Big news came to NDSU last week. Timothy Alvarez, Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, has been named Vice President for Student Affairs here at NDSU. The position provides leadership and vision in creating a campus culture that advocates for and promotes the academic achievement and personal development of all students. NDSU President Dean Brashani credits Alvarez for his broad experience, exceptional work with students, and notable experience in enrollment management. Alvarez has served in his current role since 2007, as well as being an assistant professor and practice and graduate faculty advisor.
He's an incredible candidate. We had a pool of over 50 people who applied, and we slowly narrowed down as a committee and eventually came out with Tim, and we're extremely happy to welcome him here in June.
Alvarez's appointment is effective on June 16th of this year. He will take over for Prakash Matthew, who has been working at NDSU since 1976.
The United States and Western Europe continue to put pressure on the Russian government to cease its occupation of the Ukrainian region of Crimea. Ukraine's Prime Minister Arsen Yatsenyuk and U.S. President Barack Obama met on Wednesday to reaffirm the two countries' position that Russia's troops should be removed. This according to various media reports. The contested region of Crimea has been the center of the post-Ukraine revolution conflict. Russia claims it doesn't have troops in Ukraine, but officials in Ukraine and international media reports say otherwise. Leaders from the U.S., Europe, Russia, and Ukraine continue talks to resolve the Crimea issue, but so far, no major progress has been made to remove Russian troops from Ukraine. The crisis in Ukraine started in January when protests erupted over pro-Russian policies implemented by the previous president, who was later removed from office.
Michael Strand, NDSU Associate Professor and Department Head of Visual Arts, has been awarded a prestigious Bush Fellowship for 2014. Strand was one of 24 recipients announced March 4th by the Bush Foundation, which is based in St. Paul. Since 1965, about 2,200 people have received Bush Fellowships. The fellowship is given to exceptional leaders who feel they can accomplish even more for their community with focused, intense leadership development. A Bush Fellowship can last from 12 to 24 months, and funding ranges from $50,000 to $100,000.
Coming up after the break, SU TV News looks into the history of Lent and why some rituals are what they are after this week's 7-day forecast.
I should look down before.
The NDSU Bookstore, where every true fan and alum goes to get their pride on. Gear up with a variety of high-quality t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more. Made by top-of-the-line brands like Under Armour, Nike, and CI Sport to help you show off your Bison pride. The NDSU Bookstore has everything you need in your two favorite colors, green and gold.
The future is constantly unfolding. No one knows better than those preparing for it. Every week, NDSU's student-run television organization, the Bison Information Network, brings you SU TV News with news about NDSU, the campus community, and current events affecting you. Watch SU TV News on Cable 1, Channel 14, Friday and Saturday at 9 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m.
Deeks Pizza. Prices with the student in mind. Fast delivery and conveniently open until 3 a.m. Order by phone at 701-235-0708. Order online at deekspizza.com or order with Deeks' easy-to-use mobile app. NDSU. Make Deeks your choice for pizza this semester. That's Deeks. Great pizza that won't empty your pockets.
Hey, I'm Mariah, and I'm at Bus because not only does it save me money, but with 20 different routes, it makes getting around Fargo much more convenient. I'm at Bus. Do you?
SUTV News is brought to you by Stop and Go. Stop and Go. We're always there.
Welcome back. Easter is coming, which means Catholics are swearing off meat on Fridays, among other things.
But does anyone really know where this tradition of sacrifice came from? Since the beginning of the church, there has been some form of Lenten preparation for Easter. However, not eating meat didn't come into public practice in the U.S. until 1983. That's when U.S. bishops explained abstinence forbids the use of meat, but not eggs, milk, or other products made from animal fat. In other words, it's okay to pour some gravy on your mashed potatoes. Just don't eat the actual chicken, cow, or pig. Each year, Lent begins on Ash Wednesday and ends on Holy Saturday, which is the day before Easter. During this time, Christians abstain from certain things in order to prepare their hearts for Lent and devote more time to prayer.
Studying abroad is something most college students have heard of, but may not seriously think about doing. NDSU has a plan to try to boost the numbers of those who choose to spend a semester abroad. NDSU has become one of the 150 colleges and universities that have partnered with the Institute of International Education to try and double those who study abroad. The plan in place is for the Study Abroad program to work with other programs on campus, such as admissions and the Multicultural Diversity Center, as well as encouraging more faculty-led study abroad opportunities. Staff involved with it think that it's important because of the benefits that studying abroad seems to have.
Study abroad, you can get a really good educational experience on campus, but really when you go abroad and you experience something different than what you've experienced your entire life here in the United States, it really expands your horizon.
NDSU currently has an average of under 2% currently studying abroad, but hopes with their new partnership and plans that they can reach 5% by 2019.
More than 20,000 wireless devices connect to NDSU's wireless network each week. The increased demand for connections has led NDSU's IT division to implement a new system that would improve the internet all around campus. The old wireless system dated back to 2005. The system wasn't meant to be used as the primary network, which caused problems for students, faculty, and staff who wanted to access it. The change updated the old equipment as well as added more than 450 new wireless access points. The project is nearly complete, but IT is looking for feedback on how it works.
We can see, if there are larger systemic problems, but it's kind of hard for us to tell always if there are uses where there's somebody, in my office, I don't get it, especially if they just quit and stop trying. We really need to get that feedback.
NDSU now has 851 wireless access points around campus, up from only 24 in 2005.
Many students take shorter showers or unplug electronics when they're not using them to save energy. But now NDSU has a chance to do more with Campus Conservation National, the largest nationwide electricity and water reduction competition on college campuses. The Memorial Union hosted the Unplugged event where students turned everything off in their rooms for one night. They had a chance to play bingo, carnival games, eat food, and the Songwriters Guild provided music. For Campus Conservation National, students are also competing against one another to see who can save the most energy using smart meters installed in each resident hall. This is the third year NDSU has participated, but the first year with a website specifically showing the campus's energy conservation. The event was put on by the Residence Hall Association and the U.S. Building Council's student chapter organization. The competition ends tomorrow. If you want to check it out, where each resident hall stands, check out NDSU's Building Dashboard website.
Spring break is next week already, and most students are ready for it.
After the break, we'll give you some tips to get ready for the break. Stay with us.
Jitters is the NDSU Campus Communities Coffee Hub. Conveniently located right next to campus, Jitters Coffee has a wide range of amenities, including comfortable seating, Wi-Fi, and an assortment of beverages. Jitters is here to meet your needs, whether you're looking to relax and socialize or study in a rich, active environment. Be sure to make your way over for your morning brew, a bite at lunch, or for a break between classes. Get your fix only at Jitters.
The NDSU bookstore, where every true fan and alum goes to get their pride on. Gear up with a variety of high-quality t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more. Made by top-of-the-line brands like Under Armour, Nike, and CI Sport to help you show off your Bison pride. The NDSU bookstore has everything you need in your two favorite colors, green and gold.
The future is constantly unfolding. No one knows better than those preparing for it. Every week, NDSU's student-run television organization, the Bison Information Network, brings you SUTV News, with news about NDSU, the campus community, and current events affecting you. Watch SUTV News on Cable 1, Channel 14, Friday and Saturday at 9 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. SUTV News is a production of the Bison Information Network in conjunction with North Dakota State University's Department of Communication Broadcast Program. For more information, go to www.ndsubin.com.
Welcome back. Research states that an estimated 9 million people enjoy some form of rock climbing each year.
At the Wallman Wellness Center, the climbing wall is one of the main attractions. SUTV reporter Angela Lee has more.
The climbing wall is a 34-foot structure resembling the geology of North Dakota. Before students can climb, they need to get certified. But lucky enough, I was able to get hands-on experience learning the basics before I started to climb.
All right, one of the first major things of learning how to rock climb is learning how to tie the knot.
So today we're going to learn how to tie the figure 8 knot. So you want to start out with about your arm's length of rope, and then you're going to make a loop in it, and you're going to wrap it around that and then push it through that loop that we made. The next thing you're going to do is tie it into your harness. So going through your hard points, like so, and then we're going to follow the knot back around. So just like a railroad track that goes through, we're going to follow it straight back out. So putting it right up against it, we're going to continue to follow this knot and double it up.
After following the knot back around, you then tie a finishing knot, but this takes practice.
Oh, this way.
Like this.
Oh.
Once the knots have been made, the harness is the next step for safety.
We pull on the tab and tighten it up.
Making sure the harness is tight is essential. But sometimes you may need help. After learning the basics, grab your shoes and it's time to climb.
One of the first things I learned is that if you are just beginning rock climbing, it's very good to follow the green marks, which I will be doing.
And who would have guessed that?
Absolutely, yeah. I actually used to be terrified of heights. Like, I never used to climb. I used to never be able to get on anything tall because I would just feel queasy and feel like I was going to fall off.
Rock on.
Rock climbing to some is more than just an activity.
It's just a lot of fun. It's really cool how this is kind of like its own little community almost. We get to know all the other rock climbers, so we're kind of all, sounds really cheesy, but sort of friends, I guess.
Climbing can definitely get exhausting.
I didn't think this would happen, that's for sure.
But it sure is a lot of fun.
Getting up this high on the rock wall is definitely not as easy as it seems. But if students keep practicing, I think you can probably.
Angela Lee reporting, SU TV News.
Indoor climbing alone has increased to nearly 5 million people climbing each year. Climbing certification for students is free and takes under an hour.
The NDSU libraries will be open during spring break, but hours will be a little different. This Saturday and Sunday, all locations will be closed, but open at 8 a.m. each weekday, except the main library, which opens at 7:30. Each location will stay open until 5 p.m., except the Heritage Collection, which closes at 4:30. Saturday the 22nd, all locations are closed, and then the main library opens up again on Sunday the 23rd at 1 p.m. until midnight.
Spring break is soon approaching, and whether staying in town or heading to a warm destination, the thought of being swimsuit ready is on the minds of some college students. With the weather starting to warm up, there have been an increase of students outside. But for one student, the increase of people at the Wellness Center has been more noticeable. Even his roommates are taking part in getting in shape for spring break.
Past couple of weeks, most people will start coming in, and the gym will get a lot more influx of people and foot traffic as it gets closer to spring break. Even my roommates do it just so they can get spring break ready and swimsuit ready.
The Wellness Center has been offering group exercise classes to help students get in shape. Some of these classes will also continue during spring break for students who will be staying in town. Spring break is just a few days away, and everyone is more than ready.
And this week for Sidewalk Stampede, we asked students what their plans were for their week off.
What are your plans for spring break?
I'm actually staying up here in Fargo.
Do you have anything fun planned? Any events going on?
Hopefully the snow geese are going to be moving up into North Dakota, so I can go hunting for them.
That'll be fun. Do you have any other plans for Chicago or just the Blackhawks game?
Just check out Navy Pier and check out Chicago. That's pretty much it.
Why did you pick Honolulu?
I picked Honolulu basically because my brother, he's a freshman in college, he goes to HPU out there.
So where are you headed for spring break?
I'm actually thinking about going to the Bahamas with my mom on a cruise.
Ooh, and why did you guys pick the Bahamas?
Because I've never been on a cruise and I'm kind of scared. So, we finna see what's going on. I'm excited.
I'm going down to Florida, Orlando. I'm a seasonal cast member at Disney, so I'm going down to work there.
All right, so where are you going to be headed for spring break?
I'm going home to visit my family in Canada.
What do you plan on doing in Canada?
Just hanging out.
Do you have any fun plans for spring break?
Yep, if the men's basketball team wins tonight, I'm going to go to March Madness wherever they play.
Oh, that'll be awesome. What are your plans for spring break?
I'm actually going to Arizona with one of my buddies.
I, for one, am more than excited for spring break this year.
I think everyone is.
I think it's that time of the year where everybody's just ready.
Definitely. But joining us now is sports anchor Joel Sipper. Joel, what do you have going on in sports?
Well, Bison men are going dance, and we'll have more coming up after the break.
Hey, I'm Mariah, and I'm at Bus because not only does it save me money, but with 20 different routes, it makes getting around Fargo much more convenient. I'm at Bus. Do you?
Jitters is the NDSU Campus Communities Coffee Hub. Conveniently located right next to campus, Jitters Coffee has a wide range of amenities, including comfortable seating, Wi-Fi, and an assortment of beverages. Jitters is here to meet your needs, whether you're looking to relax and socialize or study in a rich, active environment. Be sure to make your way over for your morning brew, a bite at lunch, or for a break between classes. Get your fix only at Jitters.
Deeks Pizza, prices with the student in mind. Fast delivery and conveniently open until 3 a.m. Order by phone at 701-235-0708. Order online at deekspizza.com or order with Deek's easy-to-use mobile app. NDSU. Make Deek's your choice for pizza this semester. That's Deek's. Great pizza that won't empty your pockets.
SU TV Sports is brought to you by Shields. Ready for your next big adventure? Welcome to Shields.
For the 6th year in a row, the Summit League basketball tournament was held in Sioux Falls Arena. The Bison men earned the 1 seed and didn't play until the semifinals on day 3 of the tournament. That's where we pick up the action as sports director Morgan Lubin anchors our coverage from Sioux Falls.
Day 3 of the 2014 Summit League tournament is finally here, and Bison fans of all shapes and sizes have made the trip to Sioux Falls to watch their Bison men play. Hello everyone, I'm Morgan Lubin alongside a bunch of enthusiastic Bison fans, along with Thundar himself. The number 1 seeded Bison are taking on the number 4 seeded Denver in a first semifinal game. Let's get to it.
To the game where Ellie and the boys were warming up beforehand, but first let's look at who was on hand for the game. Nate Zastro, former Bison guard, he was on hand to watch the Bison, as well as President Dean Brashani, Athletics Director Gene Taylor, and Women's Athletics Director Lynn Doran, all taken in the sights down in Sioux Falls. Pick up the action now, very first possession, Trayvon Wright with the slam off the rebound. He had 12 points and 9 boards on the night. Here comes NDSU again, Lawrence Alexander, little drive, and he finishes with the left hand. NDSU was up early in this one. Next possession, Taylor Braun, splash from the left corner. All 3 of those for Taylor Braun. We'll have more from him in a second. Let's go to the big fella down low. What footwork Marshall Bjorklund has as he finishes with the left hand here. He had 8 points on the night. This is really the story of the game, though. Denver, 1 of 13 shooting from the 3-point line as they miss one there. Now here's Taylor Braun again. We talked about him earlier. We'll talk about him again. Another 3. He was 4 for 4 in the first half from behind the arc. And how about this one? To beat the buzzer. A little step back hand in his face. Taylor Braun had 18 points at halftime. Denver as a team had 15. NDSU took a 42-15 lead into halftime and never looked back. They won the game 83-48 behind Taylor Braun's 28 points, and they advanced to the championship game for the 2nd year in a row. And they will play Fort Wayne, who took down South Dakota State 64-60.
Tell you what, you see it out of certain athletes, takeover moments. Taylor Braun scores 28 points. He took 9 shots. I mean, the kid oozed swagger out there, didn't he? He was the alpha dog from the second he stepped on that court.
It was the night that every Bison had been waiting for. The Bison men's basketball team made it to the championship game, and that would take place right here inside Sioux Falls Arena, where they met the number 2 seed Fort Wayne Mastodons. When these two teams played in the regular season, each team won on its home court, making this a very intriguing championship game trying to get to the NCAA tournament. Due to the game being on ESPN2, ESPN held the rights to that game, and we weren't allowed to shoot highlights to show you, but NDSU came away with the victory 60-57 behind Trayvon Wright's 19 points and 4 rebounds. Taylor Braun chipped in 15 points and 6 rebounds, while Marshall Bjorklund had 12 points and 2 rebounds. All 3 of those Bison made it to the All-Summit League tournament team.
I honestly, it's hard to put in words how I feel right now.
You're going to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I've dreamed of this for a long time, but I can't even describe how just the feelings I have right now. I can't get a smile off my face.
NDSU advances to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2009 and for the 2nd time in school history. In Sioux Falls, Morgan Lubin, SU TV Sports.
NDSU will find out their seed, what region they are in, and who they play Sunday at 5 p.m. during the CPS selection show. The NDSU women's team was also in action in Sioux Falls. And unless the Bison won the Summit League tournament, it would be the final game for head coach Carolyn DeHoff. Once again, TV sports director Morgan Lubin has it from Sioux Falls.
The Bison earned the 7th seed for the tournament, where they faced the 2nd-seeded Jaguars of IUPUI. Holly Johnson scored the first bucket of the game, but that's the only lead the Bison would ever possess. IUPUI shot 54% in the first half and led 44-26 at halftime. But the Bison came roaring back in the second half behind Caleb Beckon, 16 points and 5 steals. NDSU pulled within 5 with 8 minutes remaining at 56-51 and at 64-59 with 2 minutes remaining. But the Jaguars were too strong as they held on for the 72-64 victory.
Turned out to be coach's last game to have us, and we just wanted to
give her our all. We just wanted to fight for it and pretty much try and earn the respect that we think that we've deserved all year.
Like Beacon, Brooke Lamar also tallied 16 points for the Herd. The loss ends the Bison season and brings Carolyn Dehoff's tenure at NDSU to a close. Dehoff finished with a career record of 72 wins and 105 losses in 6 seasons at NDSU. In Sioux Falls, Morgan Lubin, SU TV Sports.
The search for a new head coach for the Bison will start immediately. Well, how about that Bison team doing a little dancing, huh?
Yes, and it's very, I'm really happy for the men's team, but it's a little disappointing for the women's team.
Yeah, it's a disappointing end for Carolyn Dehoff's career.
And don't forget, viewing party for the Bison team selection show at the BSA. Might want to stop down there.
Yeah. After the break, we'll show you how some students are helping out birds and creating art at the same time. Stay with us.
The NDSU Secure Wireless Network provides faculty, staff, and students with convenient, secure connectivity from the majority of public locations on campus. To help you improve your wireless internet experience, I have a few tips to share. So, let's talk tech.
Did you know more than 20,000 wireless devices connect to NDSU's Secure Wireless Network each week? While NDSU works to improve wireless access across campus, keep in mind there are several factors that can affect your wireless experience, including proximity to wireless access points, total number of users, an amount of wireless traffic, unwanted radio frequency interference, interference caused by construction materials, furniture, and home decor items. See what happens to your wireless connection when your roommate uses a phone or microwave near your laptop, or when other wireless devices such as Bluetooth devices or wireless game controllers are turned on in your room, or when furniture or home decor items consisting of metal, plaster, paper, or heavy fabric are between you and your wireless access point. Even a shelf full of books can interfere with your wireless connection. To minimize these potential problems, consider relocating to another area in your room so you are further away from interfering Wi-Fi devices or obstructive materials. Turning off your Wi-Fi on your cell phone if you are using cellular for your data connection. If possible, using the wired network when downloading large data files or streaming long videos. Adjusting your Wi-Fi settings to use the 5 GHz frequency instead of the 2.4 GHz when possible, to minimize interference with devices or appliances using 2.4 GHz. For more information about wireless, go to www.ndsu.edu/its/wireless.
Welcome back. The design and construction competition for architecture students at NDSU ended today. The competition's name, Architecture for the Birds. This project required students to create homes for different types of birds. Things that students needed to keep in mind when creating their homes were the bird's environment, habitat, size, and the number of family members. The houses that are made of non-toxic material and are supposed to be able to withstand local weather conditions. The awards included People's Choice, Best Design, and Best Suited for Bird Species. Winners were announced today at 6 p.m. at the Plains Art Museum in downtown Fargo. Well, thank you for watching this edition of SUTV News.
Be sure to pick up a copy of The Spectrum and check us out on Facebook or Twitter.
Also, visit us at ndsubin.com for your chance to win some special prizes and have a great night. Be sure also to go to the BSA at 3:30 p.m. Sunday for the viewing party and the selection show. CBS will have a live look-in.
Thank you. Have a great night.